Hey guys, today we are going to do types of questions on Z transform. That is, firstly we will do questions in which we will convert xn to xz, that is our normal Z transformation. Then secondly we will look at the initial and the final value theorem. Then thirdly we will do difference equations in Z transform. And then lastly we will discuss and do questions on inverse Z transformation. And guys, I have made a separate video on inverse Z transformation in which I have discussed many questions. And I suggest you to watch that video also because I have discussed many important concepts related to inverse Z transformation. So now first of all we will do questions on xn to xz, that is Z transformation. Now guys, in question number 1 we have to convert xn to xz, that is we have to do normal Z transformation. So now first of all we are going to write cos omega naught n in the values of e, that is we will write this as e j omega naught n plus e raised to the power minus j omega naught n upon 2. And similarly we will draw its graph, that is first of all we will draw un's graph. We know that un starts from 1 and continues in a straight line, that is the unit step signal. And guys, as we know, this extends from 0 to infinity. So from value of n equal to 0 to n equal to infinity, the value of un is 1. So now we are going to write these two values in this equation and we will get xn is equal to 1 by 2 e to the power j omega naught n plus e to the power minus j omega naught n. Now guys, we are going to use the formula xz is equal to summation from n equal to 0 to n equal to infinity into xn, that is at this part, into z to the power minus n. Now guys, in this equation, that is in this formula, to find xz, we are now going to replace the value of xn that we found out previously. That is, on doing that you will get xz is equal to summation from n equal to 0 to n equal to infinity e to the power j omega naught n plus e to the power minus j omega naught n by 2 equal to z to the power minus n. Now guys, we will solve this equation further in order to find the value of xz. Now guys, previously we got this equation, so now we are going to further solve it, that is we will now multiply z to the power minus n into this, and on doing that you will get half into e to the power j omega naught upon z, this whole to the power n, plus 1 upon e to the power j omega naught into z, and this to the power n. Now guys, we are going to use this summation, that is now we are going to expand these two separately from n equal to 0 to n equal to infinity. Then we are going to apply the formula a upon 1 minus r that we use for summation for a GP. That is, we will use a upon 1 minus r in these two equations in order to find the value of xz. So now first of all we will expand this and we will write it as 1 by 2 e to the power j omega naught by z to the power 0, and it will extend till infinity, that is a to the power j omega naught by z to the power infinity. This we have written for this part, that is for e to the power j omega naught by z. Now we are going to write for this part, that is we will get 1 upon e to the power j omega naught into z to the power n, that is 0, which will also extend till e to the power j omega naught z to the power infinity. Now guys, we are going to apply this formula in these two equations. That is, now on applying this formula on these two equations, you will get half into 1 upon 1 minus e to the power j omega naught by z plus 1 upon 1 minus 1 upon e to the power j omega naught z. Guys, we have simply applied this formula, that is a upon 1 minus r, that we use in GP. A is the first value of these two equations, that is 1, as anything to the power 0 is 1, and we have got the value of r by subsequently dividing this from its succeeding value. From that we have got the value of r as e to the power j omega naught by z, and from here we have got the value of r as e to the power j omega naught into z. Now guys, we are going to further solve this in order to find the value of xz. Now guys, on previously applying the formula a upon 1 minus r, we got this equation. Now we are going to further rearrange it. That is, on doing that, you will get half into z upon z minus e to the power j omega naught plus z upon z minus e to the power minus j omega naught. Now we are going to further solve this, that is, we are going to add these two. On doing that, we will get half into z we have taken common on solving this, and inside we will get z minus e to the power j omega naught plus z minus e to the power j omega naught upon z square minus z into e to the power minus j omega naught plus e to the power j omega naught plus 1. Now guys, this is what we have got on adding these two parts. Now guys, you must remember that at the starting of the question, we converted cos omega naught n in the value of e, that is, we wrote e to the power j omega naught n plus e to the power minus j omega naught n by 2. So here you can see we don't have n, but we have e to the power minus j omega naught and plus e to the power j omega naught. And so we are going to multiply and divide this by 2. That is, we will write 2 over here and 2 over here also. So now we can write this part as cos omega naught. And similarly, we will do the same thing over here. That is, we will bring these two together and divide and multiply it by 2. And then we will replace it by cos omega naught. That is, on doing that, we will get 1 by 2 into z upon 2z minus 2 cos omega naught upon z square minus 2z cos omega naught plus 1. That is, guys, I will repeat what we have done over here. First of all, we added these two, that is, we got 2z. Then we brought these two together and multiplied and divided by 2 and converted into the form of cos omega naught, that is, using this formula. And similarly, we applied the same formula over here and converted this into the form of 2z cos omega naught plus 1. Now guys, this is our final xz, that is, we have got the value of xz. You can solve this further if you want to, that is, you can write this in the form of 1 minus z inverse cos omega naught upon 1 minus z inverse 2 cos omega naught plus z to the power minus 2. Guys, this is our final value of xz that we got by solving xn. Now guys, we will do another question in which we will understand the initial and the final value theorem in z transformation. Now guys, in question number 2, we have to find the initial value and the final value of this xz given in the question. So now first of all, we are going to see the initial value formula. That is, we will get the initial value on applying this. That is, first of all, we will take limit from z tending to infinity and we will apply this on xz, which is given in the question. That is, first of all, we will simply write xz over here. That is 2 upon z square plus z by 6 minus 1 by 6. Now guys, we are going to apply this limit, that is z tending to infinity, on this part. But before doing that, we are going to divide this by z square. That is, we will divide the numerator by z square and then we will divide the denominator by z square simultaneously. That is, on doing that, you will get 2 by z square upon 1 plus 1 upon 6z minus 1 upon 6z square. That is, we have divided the numerator and the denominator by z square. Now we are going to apply the limits. That is, we will get 2 by infinity upon 1 plus 1 by 6 into infinity minus 1 upon 6 into infinity. Now guys, we know the concept that 1 by infinity is equal to 0. So now we will replace 1 by infinity to 0 in this equation. That is, on doing that, you will get 0 upon 1 plus 0 minus 0. Now anything upon 0 is equal to 0. So guys, this is our final answer. That is, our initial value of xz, which was given in the question, is 0. Now we are going to find the final value of this xz. Now we are going to find the final value of xz. That is, first of all, we are going to write its formula. That is x infinity limit z tending to 1. And we will write z minus 1 into xz. That is, this is the formula for finding the final value of xz. Now we are going to simply put this value over here. That is, we will simply put the value of xz in this equation. On doing that, you will get x infinity is equal to limit z tending to 1 z minus 1 into 2 upon z square plus z by 6 minus 1 by 6. Now guys, we are simply going to put the value of z as 1 in this equation. That is, we will now satisfy the limit. On doing that, you will get 1 minus 1 into 2 upon 1 plus 1 by 6 minus 1 by 6. On doing that, you will get 0. So guys, this is our final answer, which has come out to be 0 and which is equal to our initial value, which we found out earlier. So guys, this is the concept of initial and the final value theorem. So now we are going to do another question, that is question number 3, in which we are going to discuss about difference equations in Z transform. Now guys, in this equation, that is in this difference equation, we have to find the value of Hz, that is the impulse response, and we should know that the formula of Hz is equal to yz upon xz, and we have to find these two from this equation. But we can see that we have the value of y as yn minus 2 and in terms of n, that is we have the value of y in terms of n and the value of x is also in terms of n. So first of all, now we are going to convert it into the form of yz and xz. We have a formula for that, that is y into n minus m un. We have to convert this into the form of z, that is, this will come out to be z to the power minus m yz plus z to the power minus m summation from n equal to 1 to m into y minus n zn, that is, a small y. Now guys, we are going to use this formula in this equation. Do not worry if you did not understand this formula, because now I am going to explain that how we will convert it into the form of yz and xz. That is, we will write yn simply as yz, and now in this part we will simply write half, and now for this, first of all we will write yz, then we will raise to the power z as minus 1, because over here we have n minus 1, so whatever is subtracted from n, that is, now 1 is being subtracted from n over here, so we will put that power to z and put a minus sign also, that is, we will raise it to the power z power minus n. Now similarly over here we are going to write 2 and yz as we wrote over here, but in this 2 is being subtracted from n, so now we are going to put the value of z as z to the power minus 2. Now similarly we are going to simply write this as xz as we wrote for yn, and this formula is applicable for yn as well as for xn. Now guys, we are going to solve this equation further and find the value of yz upon xz. That is, on doing that you will get yz will be taken as common, and in the bracket we will get 1 plus z inverse by 2 minus 2 into z to the power minus 2 equal to xz. Now we will simply take yz upon xz, that is our hz that we wanted to find. Now on solving this, that is, on bringing z inverse in the denominator and similarly bringing z to the power minus 2 also in the denominator, on doing that you will get 2z square upon 2z square plus z minus 4. So guys, this is our value of hz that we found out by using this difference equation. Guys, I will repeat the steps that we followed in this question. That is, first of all, we converted yn and xn in the form of yz and xz using this formula. And I have also told you a trick, that you simply have to write yz and multiply z to the power minus 1. That is, you simply have to write yz into z to the power whatever is being subtracted from n. That is, in this part we have written minus 2 because 2 is being subtracted from n, and similarly here we wrote minus 1 because 1 is being subtracted from n, and in which nothing is subtracted, that is over here yn and xn, we will simply write yz and xz. Now in the second part we have simply rearranged this and got the value of yz upon xz, and we were only asked to find the value of yz upon xz, that is hz, which is the impulse response. which we found out to be 2z square upon 2z square plus z minus 4. Now guys, we are going to do a fourth question, that is the last question, in which we are going to do inverse z transformation. That is, we will convert now from xz to xn, and in the previous questions we had converted from xn to xz. Now we are going to do the reverse. Now guys, in question number 4 we have to find the z inverse of this. That is, we have to convert xz into xn. That is, now we are going to write xz is equal to z upon 2z square minus 3z plus 1. And now we will bring this z in the denominator of xz. That is, we will write xz upon z is equal to 1 upon 2z square minus 3z plus 1. Now guys, I have discussed this concept, that is the concept of bringing z in the denominator of xz, in detail in my video of inverse z transformation. Please do watch that video before solving this question, as I have solved multiple questions on z inverse and I have explained all the concepts in detail over there. The link has been provided in the description. Now guys, we are going to further solve this equation. That is, we will write this as 1 upon 2z minus 1 into z minus 1. Now guys, we are going to apply partial fraction. That is, xz upon z is equal to a upon 2z minus 1 plus b upon z minus 1 is equal to 1 upon 2z minus 1 into z minus 1. That is, we have simply put this value of xz by z over here. Now guys, we simply have to find the values of a and b. That is, we have separate formulas for finding a and b, which we will discuss now. Now previously we obtained this equation. Now from this we are going to find the values of a and b. Now we are going to find the value of a. That is, we will write 2z minus 1 into xz upon z, and we will put the value of z as half on solving this equation. Now guys, an easy way to remember this is that whatever is in the denominator of a, we will write that and multiply it by xz upon z. And then after solving this, we will put the value of z equal to half. We have got this z equal to half by equating this part to 0. That is, on equating this to 0, you will get z is equal to half. Now guys, we are going to substitute the values of xz by z that we obtained previously, which came out to be 1 upon 2z minus 1 into z minus 1. Now from here we can see that we will cut 2z minus 1 and 2z minus 1. From there we will get z minus 1, and here we will put the value of z as half. That is, on doing that, you will get the value of a to be minus 2. Now guys, similarly we are going to find the value of b. That is, we will write the formula for b as whatever is in the denominator multiplied by xz upon z, and put the value of z as 1, because now we are going to equate this part to 0, and from there we will get z as 1. Now we will put the value of xz by z in here. On doing that, you will get 2z minus 1 into z minus 1, and you will see that we will be able to cut these two, and now we will put this value of z over here. On doing that, you will get b is equal to 1. Now that we have found out the value of a, which came out to be minus 2, and b, which came out to be 1, now we are going to use these values and put this in this equation. And from there we will get the value of xn by using necessary inverse z transformation formulas. Now guys, we have substituted the values of a and b in the equation of xz by z that we obtained earlier. Now we are going to apply the necessary inverse z transformation formulas in order to find the value of xn. But before doing that, we will take this z on the RHS. That is, we will write minus 2z upon 2z minus 1 plus z upon z minus 1. And in this equation we will take out 2. That is, we will take 2 common from the denominator. And from there we will get minus 1 into z upon z minus half plus z upon z minus 1. Now guys, in these two equations we are going to apply the inverse z transformation formula, that is z upon z minus a is equal to a to the power n un. That is, now we will apply this formula over here. On doing that, you will get the value of xn. That is minus 1. That is, we have written this part first. And over here we are going to apply the formula z upon z minus a, which will give half to the power n plus 1 to the power n. That is, now we have applied the formula over here. And in the first part the value of a is half, and in the second part the value of a is 1. And now we are going to also multiply this whole by un. That is, now this is our final answer. If you want, you can further solve this by rearranging it. That is, we can write xn is equal to 1 to the power n minus half to the power n into un. That is, we have simply brought this part over here and brought 1 to the power minus 1 over here. That is, we have interchanged their places. So guys, this is our final answer that we found out by applying the necessary partial fraction method and the inverse Z transformation formulas to find the value of xn from xz. Now guys, I hope that you were able to understand all of these 4 questions that I discussed, as these questions are very important and all of them are asked in the exam. That is, you will get each question on this type. And guys, after watching this video, please do not forget to subscribe, like and comment.